Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is continue on from, my stillbirth story from my last video that you just saw. So I'll probably be recording like a few of these tonight. My husband's like out bowling tonight. So I just thought I would just make these videos. Since, I'm home alone and it gives me something to do. Anyways, so like I was saying, like I had high pain tolerance. So, yeah, like that could be good in itself, but then not good at the same time, like I was saying in the last video. And so like December came, and my like one pair of jeans I wore like on my birthday for my birthday party, they were a little tight, but again, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought I was gaining a little bit of weight because my birthday and Christmas and all that good stuff. So like, I was gaining a little bit of weight, but then, my stomach started to get a little bit more uncomfortable, where like I was bloated like all the time, like every single day I was bloated, every single day. Like I barely like I didn't really eat as much as I used to. Couldn't eat much because, I'm bloated. Who really wants to eat when they're bloated? I sure don't. So like I really wasn't eating too much. So like even when I went to my brother's house for Christmas, nobody even asked me if I was pregnant or anything like that, and nobody noticed anything. I didn't. My husband didn't. My mother-in-law thought she noticed something. Like, I was just, like, getting bigger in my stomach. Because, like, really toward the end is when I really bloated, like, December. And, I think my son, Benjamin, should have been born, like, the end of January. Not the beginning of February. Yeah, so there was that. And then, nobody said anything in December. My mother-in-law didn't, because she didn't see me for a few weeks. So she saw, my difference in my stomach. But then, she didn't think pregnancy. Nobody did. Because, like, only, like, half my stomach was hard. And it was really weird. Like, I even asked my sister, does it look like I'm pregnant? And she told me no. And all this other stuff. And, no one told me I should take a test or anything like that. Maybe just to see. My husband's like, do you want to go to the doctor? I was like, well, no, because I'm pretty sure it's just like I'm eating too much bread because, it was on the holidays. I was eating lots of crap anyways, but not like a lot. So like I didn't gain a lot of weight. Just like toward the end there, I really bloated. Like I really blew out. I really blew up. My stomach really did. But like other than that, like not a lot. I didn't change I didn't change like any sizes of my clothes. I still wear the exact same clothes as I wore when I was pregnant as I do now. So yeah, I'm not really too sure how that really works, but I mean, I guess everyone's different. My next pregnancy could be totally different than the one I just had, right? But yeah, then toward the end of January, like the day my water broke, I'm not too sure when that was, but when my water broke, my husband was just getting ready for work. I just thought, a loss of discharge, because that's usually that happens, or I've even had that before where lots of discharge comes out, but like not as much as when my water broke. Obviously wasn't like that alarming, but I thought maybe I also maybe peed myself, but I also went to the bathroom like right after, and then I wasn't like in pain or anything like that, and then I don't really know how many days after. I really don't really remember what days. Like, I really wasn't sleeping much. I woke up lots, I wake up in the middle of the night. I'd have bad heartburn, especially toward the end. Even water, if I drank water, it gave me heartburn. If I even didn't eat anything spicy, if I had a sandwich, I had heartburn. Yeah, even if I had like ice cream before bed, I'd get heartburn. And that's probably due to like the preeclampsia and the HELLP syndrome as well. Yeah. So like, and then, when I said, because I sat on the toilet that night, like the first time, where like, I felt like, I had to poop, because lots of women say, feels like you gotta poop. And that's what I thought was happening. I felt like I had to go to the bathroom. I felt like, there was like, I had to go to the bathroom. So I was pushing for 3 hours in the bathroom, 3 hours sitting on the toilet. So it was getting really hot in there. So I had to just stop going. But, I like ended up pushing my son, and I felt like he was in like my butt. So I had lots of back labor. So I got pushed him, and I felt him in my butt. I thought it was poop at the time, not my son or anything like that. I thought it was lots of poop, and I could feel it. So I'm like trying to push. I'm pushing. And I ended up rupturing my uterus because I was pushing so much. So, like, you know, I could have died because, for one thing, I ruptured my uterus. My son was decaying inside of me. I don't know when he passed away. No one can tell me that. No one knows. And, like, I took baths. So I heard when your water breaks, you shouldn't take a bath because you can get bacteria in there and get an infection. So, I had 3 things. I went to the bath and stuff like that. And then, he decaying inside me, and I ruptured. Like, I ruptured probably before he started decaying. Because I really don't know the cause of his death yet. I haven't gotten those results in. It's frustrating. It's almost 7 months. 7 months tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 4th. 7 months tomorrow. He'll be 7, should have been 7 months, not 7, oh wait, it's not 7 months away from me. Yeah, it's really hard. But, the days, after, like, me sitting on the toilet for a couple hours there and, like, pushing him, thinking I had to poop, and, like, filling him in my butt, so, like, I couldn't really sit down very, very long because it hurt. I sat down, like, my husband bought me, like, a donut to sit on because I had, like, hemorrhoids. And, like, I even brought that with me to the hospital because, it hurt to sit. But, like, the night my husband wanted me to go to the hospital, I sat in the living room. My sister. I don't have a kid. No, I don't have another child or anything like that. But, like, my sister, because people sometimes think she's my daughter. I don't know why I said my daughter, but my sister was wanting me to go to. She was crying, and I was looking at my Uncle Tony, my uncle's picture. He passed away in 2008. His name was Tony. I looked at my Uncle Tony's picture where it's in my living room, and then, I looked down over by my door. I looked down, and I see a dime. And then just it felt like something inside me was telling me to go. And I just felt that push inside me, and I had this overwhelming sensation in my body, and I said, okay, let's go. And I started bursting into tears. For one, because I saw the coin, and I know that coins mean something, dimes mean something. If you see coins, especially dimes, it's your loved ones are watching over you, and, you're trying to push you onto the right path. So at that time, I just thought it was my Uncle Tony, not my son. And then, once I found out I was pregnant, when the doctor finally came and saw me because, I was bleeding, because, I said, I'm bleeding vaginally. I don't really know what's going on. Like, it's been happening for a few days. For me, rupturing at home. Yeah, it was, like, really hard. But, like, the days leading up to going to the hospital, I didn't know it was contractions at the time, but, like, I got it from, like, I started to getting, like, like, kind of, like, almost like my body is, like, pushing on its own even. So, like, it just, I got it from, like, my pelvis area to, just, like, above, like, your vagina, right? Your pelvis area all the way to my butt. And I had that sensation. And I felt like my butt was, like, pushing out poop. Like, that's what it felt like. And I was like, oh, my God, if, told my husband it feels like I'm pooping. Like, but I'm not. And it feels like my body's pushing it on its own. And I'm not even pushing, I don't think. And he's like, well, like, because your hemorrhoids, he said. Because, he like, looked, he's my husband, he's gonna look at those things for me. And, he was telling me that. And I was like, okay. And, because of that, I didn't get a lot of sleep. I woke up early every single day in lots of pain, ready to go. I'm, like, happy to go to bed at night. And, I started noticing, I don't know how far in. I don't know, I think at the end of November. No, not the end of November. At the end of January. The beginning of January sometime. I couldn't no more lay on my left side. I had to be on my right side, and it just hurt if I laid on my left. On my left side. It hurt to always lay on my left, and like I didn't understand why. It always hurt, so it was like I was in tons of pain, and I couldn't lay on my stomach because it was uncomfortable. And now I obviously understand. I know the reason why. But yeah, and then, I go to the hospital, and then they're telling me I'm pregnant, but they're sorry that they don't think the baby's alive anymore, and just had so much to take in that day, and, like, so much to take in. I'm trying not to cry. so much to take in that day. A lot. And you know, I didn't get to see him right away because, you know, he was decaying inside me, and I think they saw that, and they didn't, like, they wanted to clean him up. And then, you know, they warned me that, you know, he'll have blood out of his nose, his lips are discolored, he's gonna have some bruising because, you know, he was stuck, you know, in my vagina. You know, he was crowning when I was at the hospital. But guys, I'm reaching 10 minutes here, so I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Sorry, I can't record very long.